for number 5, party spokesman. The opposition party's proposal to stimulate economic activity in the province by refunding $600 million in provincial taxes to taxpayers who could be expected to spend the money envisions an illusionary benefit. Okay, so we're kind of saying, hey, the opposition party's proposal envisions an illusionary benefit, right? With all this detail in between. Since, okay, so I know a premise is coming. Since the province budget is required to be in balance, either new taxes would be needed to make up the shortfall, in which case the purpose of the refund would be defeated, or else workers for the province would be dismissed. Okay, so this is offering support for this fact that the province budget is required to be in balance. So either the province taxpayers or its workers who are residents of the province will have the $600 million to spend, but there can be no resulting net increase in spending to stimulate the province's economy. So is this an argument or set of facts?
Argument.
Yep, so what's our conclusion?
I would say, but there can be no resulting net increase in spending, but I'm not sure.
What do you think that this party spokesperson is trying to convince us of?
The first sentence?
Yes, the opposition's parties, which makes sense, right? He's talking about the other guys. He's bad talking them. The opposition party's proposal to stimulate economic activity in the province by doing this envisions an illusionary benefit. So he's saying it doesn't really exist. And so since this is a like a reasoning question, it's what we have to come up with is how does this party spokesperson get to this conclusion? What does he do to support it? So how would you describe how he supports it with this here?
Gives like information and evidence.
Yeah, okay, so he goes into saying like, hey, he kind of just shows us why it won't work, right? He says like, yeah, like, so if you do, we're required to be in balance. So either new taxes would be needed to make up the shortfall, which would like, defeat the purpose of it, or those who essentially, so either the province taxpayers or its workers who are residents of the province will have the $600 million to spend, but there can be no, but even though they have it, there actually won't be a net increase to stimulate the economy because like you're just making up for the money that you're going to ask for the money back that you gave them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so A says reinterpreting a term that is central to an opposing argument.
No.
Yeah, I don't know what term that would be. B, arguing that a predicted advantage would be offset by an accompanying disadvantage.
Stay with that.
Okay. C, casting doubt on the motives of opponents.
No.
No, we don't cast doubt. We don't mention their motives. Like the opponent might have great motives, but it just might not be possible or accurate.
Yeah.
All right, D, drawing a distinction between different kinds of economic activity.
I would stay that with that one, but I may be wrong.
Okay, so what would be the distinction between different kinds of economic activity?
I feel like I'm choosing to stay with that one just because it's talking about like either the province's taxpayers or its workers who are also residents of the province will have blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, it's not talking about any different kind of economic activity.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, I don't think there is any distinct. Yeah. What are the different kinds of economic activity? Like, we don't give two different kinds. The
Yeah.
first thing is like, hey, since either new taxes would be needed to make up for the shortfall, which in case they say would defeat its purpose,
Mm-hmm.
or workers for the province would be dismissed. Right? These are the two bad things that could happen.
Okay.
So we're not showing two different kinds of economic activity.
Okay.
And then E says seeking to show that the assumption that taxpayers would spend money that might be refunded to them is dubious. Do we show that if you
No.
don't give them money? No, because that would be like, no, we don't assume that if we give them a refund or we give them money that they're not going to spend it anywhere.
Yeah.
We can't kind of get to this answer just by crossing off all the wrong ones, but why does B work? Why do you think?
Okay. So I would say B works because it is in fact arguing
Mhm.
about a predicted advantage that would be offset by an accompanying disadvantage. So it's basically debating.
So what is the predicted advantage?
mm, 6 million. I mean 600.
No, what is the goal of the 600 million? Like, why are they wanting to refund it? For what advantage?
Stimulating the economy.
Yeah, by arguing that the predicted advantage of stimulating the economy would be offset by an accompanying disadvantage.
Mhm.
What is the accompanying disadvantage referring to?
No resulting net increase in spending. Um, Also, what else you said?
Yeah, it would be either that we have to make up the shortfall in some way, which in turn, um, workers would be dismissed. So like the disadvantage of doing this is like, yeah, like, okay, you can give them all this money, but then we'll have to raise taxes and then there'll be less workers. And then as
Yeah,
a result, we won't have any income for taxes whatsoever.
yeah,
So that's why B is the correct answer. Do you see how you can almost like pick it out too and like see like, oh, this is truly how it works. Like I can
yeah,
see the things that fit here.